Okay. And then you were not back for 91, but you drove instead for one of the most outstanding seasons of one of the most outstanding leagues in motor racing, which is the great and remembered Group C. How was
Yep.
it?
Amazing. I mean, it was I actually went and did like 3 or 4 races in F3000 just to keep the career going. Um, and then I got asked to drive in the Jaguar XJR 15 series, which there were 3 races of. And the first one was at Monaco. I finished second behind Derek Warwick. And then, while I was there, they said, "How would you like to come and test the Jaguar XJR 14, which at that time was winning everything in the World Endurance Championship?" And I said, "Yeah, I'd love to." It said, "Well, we're actually looking for a replacement for Martin Brundle." I said, "Okay, cool. Give us a call next week when you're back." So I did. I picked up the phone and called them, and then they said, "Well, there's no point you coming to test if you don't drive for us." And I said, "Hang on a minute. Are you actually offering me a drive?" And they said, "Yeah, we'd like you to drive for the rest of the season." So I said, "Well, that's brilliant. I need to go and talk to my F3000 team because obviously I was contracted with them, although they didn't have really the money to continue. But it was principle that I needed to go there and talk to them about it. They were very happy for me. I then picked up the phone and said, "Right, we got a deal." And, went to the Nürburgring and had my first race. And back then, TWR only used 3 drivers out of 4. So I ended up starting in, let's say, Teo Fabi's car and finishing in Derek Warwick's car, or vice versa, depending on the race. And I ended up finishing first and second in my very first World Endurance Championship race, which I think Martin Brundle's the only other one that's actually probably done it. But
I made an episode telling the different pointing systems from Formula One, and back in the 1950s, there was a kind of shared car that you could finish the race in second and third and stuff like that. But
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, I mean, that XJR 14 was the last car that Ross Brawn actually designed himself.
Yeah,
And
I was going to ask that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a phenomenal car. I couldn't believe how good it was compared to what I was, say, used to the year before. And this XJR 14 was light years quicker than my Formula One car from the year before, and the lap times we were doing in those cars would have put us in the top 10 of a Formula One race.